nervous. Hold on. I promise I'm not crazy. Hello? Hello? He's been here. I'm here. Hold on. Trying to see if I can. There we go. Okay. Alright, I think that's good. Hi, hello. I do hope everyone's having a wonderful day or night. Hold on. There we go. We're gonna just chat for a bit. I think we're just gonna chat for a little bit. I have some insane stories to tell everybody. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Thank you so much for the resubscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I hope everyone's having a good day or night. My Google Chrome stopped responding, so I'm already having technical issues and it hasn't been very long since I've returned. Alright. Oh boy, do I have stories to tell you all. Alright. Oh, happy early... Oh, no. My birthday's already passed. My birthday was on August 3rd. I didn't stream. Well, how do I put this? Okay. I was going to stream on August 3rd, where my birthday was. I was planning to stream. But on August 2nd, when I returned from everything that happened and things, I had actually gotten back... Oh, what was that? The sound effect played, but I don't see it. Okay. I'm having a little bit of lag, so bear with me. Thank you for the follow there, Ern. I greatly appreciate it. So essentially on August 2nd, something happened and it scared me greatly. Like, basically my dad had gotten really, really sick for a few moments. Like, I don't know what happened really. Something happened and it scared me because my dad was going through something pretty scary. He's better now. He's not sick anymore. He's better now, but it shook me up really bad. I'm not going to go into details because it really is not something I really want to talk about. But basically, something had happened and I was so shooken up, I couldn't really stream. I was taking a bit to process. It was very hard for me. But he's better now, so after a few days after that happened, I got better, and I really didn't do anything for my birthday because I was so shaken up. I mean, I got to go and eat some ramen, so there was that. I had some ramen with my dad, and my dad watched Dragon Ball with me, which was nice. My mom watched one movie of Dragon Ball, but I think I've gotten my dad into the Dragon Ball rabbit hole and he can't get out anymore. But yeah, he's doing good now. It scared me badly, so I mean, I just could not find the strength to stream. But you know, things are better now. I figured I might as well go ahead and give updates and things and talk about everything that happened and all that stuff. Give you guys a peace of mind that I'm still alive. I am in fact here. Yeah, I know about defeating the terror raid 1 million times, Ern. Yeah, that is definitely that's a feat, alright. But yeah, there is that. And then, oh right, hold on. I forgot to re-add this. Hold on. I don't know why. I guess I'm still not used to it. Opening up my color changing thing. Hold on. I don't want to let the redeems go to waste here. Unfortunately, I'm very laggy, so there is that. I have a lot open, so there, yeah. Your dad is destined to go Super Saiyan now? I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Okay, there we go. I got the color changing stuff all set up now. somebody used the RGB star, so let me go ahead and enable that real quick. There you go, so that it happens. Anyways, so I'm better now. Things are good. I do think I might be sick. I'm not 100% sure, but I might be sick. I don't know. But let's go ahead and get on with the story. So let's talk about how I made it to the airport. So, on my way over, so we had to do 2 flights, right? One of them was 2 hours and the other would be 4 hours. Well, you see, the first flight was a 2-hour one. So I didn't really have any issues with that one. We got on the first flight just fine. We flew out. And then it came time to get on the second flight, okay? Now, I went to use the restroom, and I kid you not, I've seen some insane stuff go down. How do I start with this? So, I went to the restroom, and I'm getting in line and things like that, and I see this one girl, she's ahead of me, right? She comes walking in with a guy, okay? This guy is walking in to the women's restroom. I'm like, bro, what is happening, right? And then I see he's accompanied with this girl, all right? So he's accompanied with this girl, and they're both in the restroom. I'm just like, what is happening? What's going on? So then he goes into the stall, and I'm like, I don't understand. And then the girl goes in the stall. So they go in together, and I'm just like, I'm just staring at them like, what are you what is happening? What? And then all the other girls, they all look at me, and I look at them, I'm like, I don't know what is happening, dude. And so I'm just, we're all in disbelief right now, okay? And we're just looking at this stall, and I wanted so bad to stay a bit longer to see what would happen. I wanted so bad to stay longer, but unfortunately I couldn't. My flight was in like 2 minutes. So then I get on the flight, right? And then, like, you know, we go on this 4-hour flight, no big deal, right? Well, I can't remember if it was my flight there or my flight back, but I think it was my flight there. No, was it my flight back? I'm not sure. Okay, well, I had something happen to me on the plane when I was on there, okay? There was this lady. Now, I had been wanting... Oh, wait, no. This came after. I'm sorry. I'm mixing it up. I should have written it down. Okay. No. Okay, so there's no issues on the way there, okay? I gave up the window seat to my friend and also, like, my family members and stuff like that. I let them have the window seat, but I really wanted a window seat, so I was determined to get a window seat on the way back, okay? Now, keep that in mind. You'll need to know that for later. So we go off, we go and fly out, we get onto the plane and things, we arrive at our destination, we're headed over to a hotel, because we're a day early, okay? We are a day early. So I'm over there, we have to go to a hotel, and we go to this hotel, we all get settled in and stuff like that. And mind you, this entire time, now, I want to make this clear, the friend I brought with me had motion sickness. Yes, we are going on a cruise ship with somebody with motion sickness, and nobody knew until it was too late. No! So we... I'm sorry, So we go on the cruise ship. Oh, nah. We go on the cruise ship, okay? So after the hotel thing passes, we really didn't have a lot of problems until we get on the ship. That's when things get serious. Oh, nah. All right. First day on the cruise, all right? We realized, oh, he has motion sickness. And we get him these pills, right? We get him these, like, motion sickness pills for him to have on the ship and whatnot. What we didn't know is that when he's sick, bro cannot read. So we get him 2 different things of motion sickness pills. First day, this man overdoses on motion sickness pills and lands himself in the medical area. He lands himself in the medical area day 1 on the ship, bro. So I'm having to go down there and I'm like, hey, bro, I'm having to help him, alright? I'm like trying to contain my stress because there's so much going on at the same time. And this guy is now sick and I'm like, he did not read the instructions because he couldn't read while he was sick. And I wish I knew that sooner because, man, that was my day. So we get him, he feels better and things like that after he stays there for a bit. He drinks some water and then I'm like, okay, I need to monitor your motion sickness pills. I need to monitor that, right? So I start monitoring it. I take the pills from him. I decide to hide the pills from him because I'm like, okay, look, I know you're motion sick, but I'm not going to let you take these pills and screw it up again. I'm not going to let you overdose on motion sickness pills again, bro. Nah. So then I start holding them, and I obviously give it to him when he asks for it and needs it, but I make sure he goes a proper dosage now, and some days pass on the cruise and things like that with no issue. We make a stop, and we go to this one area, I think it was Ketikon, something like that. So we go over to this one area, and we're trying to like walk and things like that, and they have this thing like a tram, right? And it's kind of like a cart thing where a bunch of people go into this one cart and they like move the cart upwards. It goes up this area. I did take a video of it. Oh, I should show you the pictures. Oh, I should have gotten the pictures off of that. You see, I had the brilliant idea of taking some great pictures that I can't wait to show you guys later. Once I manage to... How do I... Hold on, I need to look this up. How to get pictures off of a DSI. You'll need an SD card. Oh! Okay, bet. Hold on, where's my DSI at? I have to show you these amazing pictures I took on my DSI. Yes! I took pictures with my DSI because I was ingenious. Alright, hold on. I don't think I have it here. Hold on. Okay, well, anyways, we go up this tram, right? And this guy, he closes his eyes. Alright, he closes his eyes. And we're going up this tram. He has a fear of heights. He's scared of heights. Alright, which isn't the problem. The problem was when he closed his eyes and this man's like whispering, it's gonna crash, it's gonna fall, something's gonna happen, a boulder's gonna fall, a boulder is gonna go, and I'm like, dude, are you serious? He's thinking of every worst possible thing he could ever think of. Alright, he's thinking of everything. And I'm trying not to laugh because it's so humorous to me how he's hyping himself up for the worst thing to happen. Now, it's not his fault, you know, that's just how he copes with it and things like that. And I'm not gonna bash on him for that or anything. But it's very funny to me that this man is just over here and, like, freaking out about every little possible thing of what if this happens or what if that happens. And of all possibilities, I see one where we don't crash, yeah! Now, you know, he's stating all this because, you know, it's just, you know how people say things to cope where they say things and they hope it doesn't happen, so they say it to jinx it so it doesn't happen. That's kind of the same thing, that's what was going on, is he was trying to jinx it so it doesn't happen. And that's fine, I understand it, it's a coping mechanism, but like, man, he needs help. And long story short, long story short, I don't really want to, I don't know if he's watching, so I don't really want to say too much, because I don't want him to feel like I'm making fun of him, because that's not at all what it is. I'm not. I'm just telling the story. But we try and go down this path, and unfortunately, he gets tired very easily. He does not know how to touch grass. He has not gone on walks in a long time. So, to him, it was really hard for him to really be able to go up the hiking paths. I really wanted to go up because there was a chance we could see, there was a chance that we could actually see bears and other things, which I really wanted to see, but he was way too tired, so we ended up just having to stop short and going back. I did get souvenirs. I bought me a totem. I was like, you know, I want a totem, so I got a totem. My guy is getting grilled, so yeah. I was worried for the wrong person on that. I was worried for the wrong person on the cruise. That is true, dude. It was so funny. Oh, man. Hold on, I need to take a drink. Thunder did the impossible. She managed to touch grass. Dude, you don't understand. So, this man paid for internet. He couldn't stop being on Discord. He was like, okay, I'm sorry, Nightstar. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up, kitty. I'm sorry. No, Nightstar, don't be mad at me. Don't glare at me. I'm sorry. I'll be quieter. I'm sorry, guys. My cat was sleeping near me. I'm sorry, Nightstar. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't glare at me, please. Anyways, this man could not stop needing internet, okay? He was paying for internet. Now, mind you, internet was $30 a day, okay? $30 a day. But if you got it for the entire trip, I think it was like I think it was 160 or something for the entire trip. I can't remember, but he paid for internet because he couldn't get off of his phone. This man could not get off of his phone. He was on Discord like all day. And I'm like, bro, you need to take a break. Seriously. Holy. If you cannot get off of your phone and need it at all times, you need a break. It's very important you take a mental health break and you step away, because, oh my goodness. The Nightstar will stare at you. More like she's glaring at me. Anyways, so he was on Discord. I was doing my own thing, just trying to enjoy things and whatnot. And I went and got their frozen yogurt. Their frozen yogurt is so good. Now they have soft serve ice cream, but that was not nearly as good as the frozen yogurt. Let me tell you, the frozen yogurt would literally melt in your mouth. It had a texture that was just so unique and different compared to anything else. It was so good. I loved it so much. I adored it. I loved that frozen yogurt. So believe me, I had some. I definitely had some. But this trip, I was really trying not to eat so much ice cream or eat so many sweets. So I oftentimes just had like 1 cup, and then I never had it again for like many days afterwards. I really tried to avoid it. Because if you know me, and you've been watching my streams, you know I have autoimmune diseases. So autoimmune diseases are basically where your immune system attacks your own body. Mine does that. And the thing is, sugar causes inflammation. So for me, that's bad because I have rheumatoid arthritis. So I had to cut back on my sweets because I was trying to get a little bit healthier and be better about it and whatnot. And I had the worst person with me on the cruise to do that. This freaking man, all right? I'm over here trying to cut back on my sugar. You know what he does? He goes over to the bakery and gets this ginormous s'mores chocolate cupcake. comes right over back to me. It's like, here you go. And I'm like, I am trying to cut back. No. And I'm like, I can't just let it go to waste. So I kept being handed sweets, and I kept telling him, please stop. I'm trying not to have so many sweets. I'm trying to be better for my health. And this guy comes in with Reese's M&M's, s'mores cupcakes, and I'm like, dude, you need to stop. What froyo flavor did you eat, if I may ask? Yeah, I had the vanilla and chocolate. I got the swirl one where it was half vanilla, half chocolate. But it was way different than your average vanilla, because I don't like vanilla ice cream, but that one was so good. The vanilla, like just the regular frozen yogurt was really good. I liked it a lot. Okay, now I proceed to confiscate all of the Coke cans from your fridge. It's for your own good, Thunder. No, you can't do that! I need my Coke! Listen here, you. You can't take away my Coke bottles. I may be trying to get better, but that doesn't mean I'm willing to sacrifice everything. I need my soda. Oh, speaking of, I need to have some spaghetti. I forgot I had spaghetti here this whole time. Hold on. Which one she drinks? Just a regular Coca-Cola. I don't really drink a lot of the flavored one. I had cherry Coke earlier today, though. That is true. I did have cherry Coke. Yeah. Hold on. I had me some spaghetti. That's like me with my energy drinks. Dude, energy drinks are so addicting. I actually got one recently. Now, my favorite flavor of Monster energy drinks has always been Mango Loco. I love that one a lot, but I love Pipeline Punch and then the Tropical Punch too, which is from the tan one, right? I got the tan one, the pink one, and the blue one before, and those were my favorites, is those ones. I grew to really like those. So I was getting those, and like, it was so hard for me to pull away. I had to stop drinking them because I think I started developing tachycardia or something, because I don't know, my heart rate's very weird. I have this heart monitor that I have to put on sometimes, where it's like on my finger and stuff, and it's a device that just shows my heart rate and things like that, and my oxygen levels and stuff like that. Well, I put that on a couple of times and things, and my heart rate is just so out of whack. I could be resting, doing absolutely nothing, and just sitting there, my heart rate would be like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going at a heart rate of 110 today. And I'm like, I'm literally sitting here. I move like two inches. My heart rate immediately drops down to like 80, and then sometimes it drops down to 60. And I just see this thing go all over the place. It goes up, and then it goes down, and then it goes up, and then it goes down. And I'm just like, my heart is on something, dude. My heart is just on something. Which is why I don't really play scary games on stream. I don't have a problem with it. It's partly because scary games have always bored me. But then the other ones, like the other part of it is that if I do get scared, is it going to affect my heart negatively because I'm already having issues with my heart rate? You know what I mean? I have really good blood pressure, but my heart rate is so out of whack. I don't know why. I am just a bundle of health problems. I'm just a bundle of health issues, man. But you know what? At least I can move around and do what I want. So I am thankful for that. If there's anything I'm gonna miss, it's my ability to snack on a bunch of stuff. It's my ability to snack on a billion things. Oh, man. Oh, I wanted to tell you this too. Okay, so we were going through, and we played some bingo, okay? Now, before the bingo, I was in the arcade. I went to the arcade with my brother. The thing is, my brother's very competitive. He's always been a very competitive guy who gets mad at losing games a lot. Like, he does have a very big issue with accepting losses. And so, there were a lot of times we were in the arcade. There was one game I wanted to play because it was Jurassic Park related. And if you know me, I love Jurassic Park. he did not want to play it with me. Yeah. I didn't get to play the game with him because he didn't want to play it. But we played other games. Well, actually, we played one single game together. Like, one single game. But it wasn't quite, what's the word? Not quite the best experience, since there were, you know, some moments where he seemed like he was getting angry at it. So we ended up stopping the game and stuff. But I did get to go back and play the Jurassic Park game with my dad, so there was that at least. I got to play with him, but yeah. Oh, and I got to gamble! I got to gamble, everybody! I got to gamble! You bet I went to the casino! I was like, I've waited my whole life for this moment. I've waited my whole life to gamble, and here I go. So I go into the casino. I'm all smug, like I'm gonna win something, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, time to gamble. So I go in the casino, right? I go in the casino, and I'm with, and this is like on my, one of my other friends. So I had 2 friends with me on the cruise, by the way. I probably should have specified that. There was one friend who was like my roommate. He and I, like, we were sharing a room and stuff like that. And just kind of minding our own business because we were friends and things like that. Well, especially since considering that, like, the cruise is a very expensive thing. So it was not something I could really pay for alone. So I had to have help with that. But I was with another friend other than the one I was roommate with. Well, he and I, on his birthday, we decided we'd go gambling! Oh yeah, gambling! And I was having a great time. So we go in, I sit down for the slots, I spend $20! $20 whole dollars, and I'm just like, let's go, Wheel of Fortune slot. Hold on, I actually want to show you this, hold on. Now, guys, I gambled for Vinca. I don't know if Vinca's in here, but I gambled for him. And I'm going to pull up the video now so you guys can actually see for yourselves what my glorious gambling skills. Let me see here. I did it so Vinca would be proud of me. Hold on. As video. Alright. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let me download this. You guys are probably gonna hear like one bit of it. Man, I hate that. I don't know what's going on with Discord, but alright. I hope it's not as loud as I think it's going to be. Can I like show off my monitor real quick? Hold on, I want to see if I can show off my monitor. Hold on, actually, let me... Hard Gold till Silver Casino theme? Dude. Alright, hold on. I knew it was gonna be loud. I'm sorry about that. I knew it was gonna be loud. I didn't have control of it. So, let me show you guys something real quick. I'm gonna show you guys this. Hold on. Can I capture a window? I'm trying so hard to find it, sorry. Here it is. Okay, so hold on, I need to crop it, I think. Yeah, I need to crop it, hold on. I want to show you guys real quick. Alright, I'll do 400, and then I'll do 400 on the left here. That's good enough. So this was me gambling, alright? So we had this casino slot here. And I was gambling for Vinca's sake. I was like, you know what, Vinca? I'm going to gamble for you today, okay? So I want to keep that in mind. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. Let me pause the music. So I took a video of me gambling. And this video was specifically for Vinca. This video was specifically for Vinca. So, enjoy. Oh, wait. I think I muted it. Yeah, I muted it. Hold on.
Hey, Vinka, this one's for you. You said I had your luck. We're gonna see if that's actually true, Vinka. If I lose this, I'm gonna make you pay for it, just so you know. All right, buddy. That did not work. I knew that. Do I press this? All right, yay.
Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that every spin costs $5. Every spin costs $5.
Well, Vinka, looks like it's gonna add up pretty quickly. We're gonna go one more time, buddy. Vinka, where's the luck you said I had? You liar. One more.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I went through a lot.
This is all you're doing, just so you know. All right, I gambled.
$5 per spin, everybody. I gambled. $5. All right, $5 per spin, and I got nothing out of it. $5 per spin as well, dude. How do you think I felt? So the thing is, hold on, I can probably show this. So you see here, you see these lines? Well, I know they're kind of hard to see. Hold on, I need to capture my cursor. Okay, there. I think it is. Okay, so they have these lines here, right? They have multiple lines that go like this way, this way, this way, this way, all that kind of stuff. You need to know that because different money is for different spins. The one I paid for was a spin that went up here, a spin that went here, and I think it was like one last one that went like right here. I don't know for sure, but there was one, right? No, I had $20 and I spun it like, I think I spun it one time before I took video. But long story short, in this and whatnot, they had a lever over there. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it, like way earlier in the video, I tried to pull the lever. So they have this lever here. I was trying to pull the lever, but the thing is the lever was broken. And I was like, bruh. And you know what we learned? It gave me a notice. No, I had to put that in. That's the reason why. I actually went and edited my stream because I forgot of Twitch TOS for a second. I was like, hold on. Let me go ahead and put gambling in there. So I don't get canceled. You know what I mean? I had to put that in there to, you know, protect myself. So anyways, I was pulling at this lever. It did not work. It was broken, and we just, like, literally earlier, what ended up happening is we learned this was the only machine in which this lever can't be pulled. This was the only machine in which the lever was broken. Isn't that crazy? That's actually crazy to me. Yeah, so that happened. Twitch gave me a one. Oh, sorry about that. So, yeah. I learned that the lever was only broken on the one machine I chose. How crazy is that? It's so crazy to me. Anyways, I want to get on to the more, like, juicy stories. Hold on. This is where the stories get more juicy, guys. So, not a lot really happened on the trip, and there's some stuff that I can't really say. There's some stuff I can't really say due to TOS, because there was stuff that I experienced that I could only experience because of the state I was in. Because I went to Alaska. I was at Alaska, guys. And like I said before, I can talk about it now because the trip is over. I couldn't talk about it then because I couldn't say where I was, but now I can. I was in Alaska. And more than the one that, yes, I have way more. TOS terms of service, Sheena, that's what it means. You literally got me ambushed by a full horde of shadows while I was farming XP in moment. memento. Oh, I see. Okay. My bad. Sorry. Okay, I want to talk about this too. So, during the cruise, there wasn't really too much that happened. At least nothing that really stuck out to me. But we almost won bingo. So they had a bingo, right? They had bingo. And I was like, well, let's go play bingo for the heck of it, right? We go to play bingo. We get like the special kind where you can buy this extra one, and if you win with this extra one, you get double the money. Well, we almost won. We almost won, okay? The prize, the number one prize was $5,000. And I was so excited because I wanted it so bad. I was like, I can use that for my channel and all kinds of stuff. And pay off bills and things like that. And I was so excited. We were 1 off. We needed an I-16, okay? We were literally 1 point away from a bingo on the double point one. So we would have gotten $10,000 if we won. We were a single one away, and they call a different number, and unfortunately, somebody else got it. I was like, oh, no. Mind you, we had lost all the previous ones by a long shot. We really didn't have many that, like, got close to winning. But, you know, that happened, and I was really excited for that. But, I mean, you know what? Props to the winner. I bet they never expected to win. And that's just how it goes with gambling. You have to expect to lose. You know what I mean? You do it for the fun of it. Less for the money, more for the fun of it. You know what I mean? So I was kind of expecting, like, you know, not to win and stuff. But man, was it an insane feeling. The adrenaline, the rush from being 1 away from a bingo that won that much. Sure, it sucked I didn't win, but hey, you know what? Congrats to the family that did. Maybe they needed it more than me. They could be using that to feed their families and things like that. They needed that money way more than me. You know what I mean? That's one thing I always keep in mind is sometimes you just gotta realize, like, you're not always going to win, but that's okay. Yeah. My brother could not handle it though. My brother could not handle it. It wasn't really a pleasant experience. He kind of had a little bit of a fit about it. And it was really embarrassing. Especially since there were a lot of people who turned and looked at us because of him throwing a bit of a fit. I had someone walk up to me and say, I'm sorry you just went through that. And you know it's bad when some random person walks up to you and says that. You know it's bad. You know it's bad. And I was just in shock because I'm just like, dude, just relax. It's just a bingo game. Sure, it was nice if we could have won, but it's okay that we lost. It's fine. We don't need to make a big deal out of it. But it was hard for him to really comprehend or understand. So the unfortunate thing was it kind of divided us for the rest of the trip. It did kind of divide us. And I don't know for sure, but I think that's part of the reason why for my birthday, my brother was just never there. He kind of just didn't ever come out, didn't really talk to me at all, during the entire day. I mean, he may have said like 1 or 2 words, but he just was not really there. So I kind of divided us big time, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out, but that happened. And we got in a fight because he wanted to throw away all the lottery tickets because we only won 1 lottery ticket and he was wanting to throw away all of the other lost ones. But I was like, well, you know what? Let's just turn in the lost one anyways because maybe you did win something from the other ones and we just don't realize it. And he didn't like that. He couldn't take that. So, you know, we had another fight over that and argued about it. I didn't understand the big deal, the reason why he wanted to throw them away so badly. Like, why not just turn it in just to see, right? But that happened, and we turned it in. We earned like $5 that I immediately used to get another lottery ticket. I got another lottery ticket in exchange for the $5 that was. So yeah, there was that. Oh man, it was pretty crazy. Hello, welcome in, Seth. Sesk? I think that's Sesk. I don't know. Galloway? I apologize. I do struggle with names a lot. That sounds like she knows luck. Yeah, I can see it. All right. Now comes for more insane stories to tell you guys. So, after the whole trip thing, I was really disappointed. I wanted to see the Aurora Lights, but I didn't see the Aurora Lights, and I was kind of disappointed about that. But there was a painting I wanted. Let me see if I can find it now. I want to show you guys this. So, a lot of you may know I struggle from split personality disorder. I don't know exactly everyone who knows, but if you didn't know, now you know. I have that, and let's see if I can find the painting. Alright, here we go. I just found a paint. Barai! Barai, are you here? I just found a painting you made of me when I looked up in the server that I didn't even see before. What? Bro. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. So, there's a painting I really wanted. I'm gonna show you. There was this painting here, okay? I fell in love with this painting. I wanted it so bad, okay? And let me explain. So if you look closely at the back, you'll notice that the leaves, like the trees, are a lot dull. They're very, very dull and don't have a lot of leaves on them. And the path is twisting and turning. So there's this whole path that's like in the middle area. And you can see that it twists and turns. There's a lot of twists and turns. And there are two silhouettes at the end of it, okay? Two silhouettes that look humanoid but aren't quite human. To me, the reason why I fell in love with this painting was because, for me, I associated it with my life. Growing up, there's a lot of stuff I went through. Now, I can't really go into details, but there's a lot of stuff I went through that genuinely contributed to a lot of my trauma and a lot of my mental health issues that I have in my split personality. Well, to me, my life was a bunch of twists and turns. So the pathway that these two are walking on represented like my life. And the environments, like the tree, kind of represented the past things too. Because on the very back, they have dull and dark trees with not a lot of leaves and whatnot. It's not a lot of leaves, it's very dark. And then it progressively gets brighter because you'll notice that the leaves start to become more and more vivid, and there are more and more leaves as it goes on into the pathway. Well, to me, that was a lot like my life. I had a lot of dark things going on, and I was starting to get better. And so for me, it was like the trees kind of represented the path to recovery, of just walking down this path and genuinely just getting better and recovering from everything. To me, it couldn't be two people. It had to be silhouettes of people like figures, because to me, that's like me and my alters. I have multiple different personalities, so it meant like me walking down the path with my other personalities to the path of recovery. And I fell in love. I wanted this painting with all of my heart. I really did. And it just, it really represents my life in such a great and beautiful way. And I was so sad because I wanted this painting, and there was a mix-up. We had an auction, like an art auction, and I got confused because they had a lot of paintings that looked very, very similar to the one that I thought I fell in love with. It was a very similar painting. I wanted to swap out one that I got with that particular one. But then they were like, they told me that like the difference would be too much. It was just too much. The painting I wanted was $16,000. $16,000. So I was like devastated, okay? I was devastated because I so desperately wanted it. I so desperately wanted that painting with all of my heart. Unfortunately, it was just way beyond our budget. So I explained how I felt about the painting and things. And I told him how it represented my life and how it really spoke to me. And it really touched his heart, and he pulled some strings for me, which was incredibly nice of him. He called up his boss to see if he could lower the price. And he got it lowered to $12,000, and I was so grateful. But I still didn't have the money for it. We still couldn't afford it. So he went and called up his boss's boss to do that, okay? He called his boss's boss. And when he did that, he talked to them and got it on a discount further. He actually got it for $10,000 and I think it was $99. So $10,099, right? And I was like, that's incredible. That's very nice of him. But we still didn't have the money. So I was really devastated still because the most we were willing to go, I think it was like 4,000. I think was like the most we could have gone. But unfortunately, we just could not really go that far. It might have been 7,000, I don't remember, but I remember we just could not afford that painting in the slightest. It was just way too much for us, so I couldn't get it. However, the guy gave us his contact info, and he told us one thing, that the painting I wanted had been sitting there for years, okay? It was a one-of-a-kind painting. The artist behind it had never made another variant of it. There's no copy of it. It's one of a kind. There is none that are the same. And he has a lot of similar art pieces, but they're very different. And a lot of the other art pieces that we saw that were similar were copies of the original. So, you know, the thing is, there were a lot of copies of it and all that kind of stuff. The one I wanted was completely unique and just solely one in the entire world. And oh man, he said for years nobody ever wanted the painting. So much so that the cruise ship had pretty much given up on selling it. That they literally just had it hung up because nobody would buy it. Nobody would buy it. And he said that in the time that he's worked there, he's only ever had one other person other than myself explain in depth how a painting touches their heart or matters to them. So, you know, to me, like, that was a pretty big thing of him to say, and also to give us his contact info. It really touched my heart. I was very happy with that. So I'm hoping one day I can get the painting. My heart is set on that. That's really just something I desperately want. Because you see, I have another painting I got from my last cruise that I went on. The last cruise I went on was to the Bahamas, and I got a painting that's really beautiful from that. And I'll show you guys that later, but yeah, so just something to keep in mind, and I thought was cool. And I've returned to California. Oh, nice! Welcome back to California. Apologies, I am eating spaghetti too, so bear with me. So I want to talk about this now. So I want to talk about the return to where I am, okay? Now, we were on our way back. We flew over to, we went to Arizona, okay? We went to Arizona. And at Arizona, we were waiting for a long flight to go back home. Yeah. Okay. Now, while we were there, our flight got delayed. Our flight home got delayed. At first I was like, okay, no big deal, things happen, whatever. So another hour passes, because they delayed it by a year. Another hour passes, it gets delayed again. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on here. Another hour passes, it gets delayed. And I'm like, mind you, at this point, it's like nearing midnight, okay? It is getting extremely late, and we were all like, we just want to go home, what's going on, and all that kind of stuff. So they delayed it throughout the night. They delayed our flight throughout the night, and eventually it was so bad to a point where they were just like, okay, you know what, everyone goes to a hotel. So the airport themselves actually paid for a hotel for everybody, and we got to go to a hotel. Because they literally delayed our flight that badly. And then we get told we can't even go home. We have to go to Florida if we want to go home. And we're just like, you're kidding, right? You're kidding. So, we come back the next day, all right? And that is just how it is. We have to go to Florida. Florida, of all things. And I was like, I don't want to go to Florida, man. I don't want to go to Florida. I don't wanna. So we get on this flight and everything, and everyone's like kind of in scattered seats, and they're not the same. I had been looking forward to a window seat for so long. Okay, remember when I said earlier that I wanted a window seat? This was my chance. I finally got a window seat. I'm excited. I get on the plane. I'm like trying to walk over to my seat, and this lady took my spot. And I'm just looking at her like, and she's just sitting there at the window seat, which was mine. And I'm like, okay. And so I sit next to her, and I'm like, I don't really want to cause drama and things like that. I really don't want to. So I kind of tap on her, and I kind of whisper to her, because I was trying to be respectful. I was like, hey, that's my seat. Then she says she's entitled to it. Bitch, did you pay for it? No. If not, get the fuck out of my seat. That's mine. I'm sorry. But believe me when I said I was not happy. I was not happy with that. She outright stole my seat, acted stuck up, okay? And I was like texting my parents. I was like, dude, she took my spot. I really badly wanted a window seat. She took my spot. And my mom and my dad are like, you want us to say something? I was like, no, I don't really want to cause drama. I don't want to deal with it, all that kind of stuff. Well, give it some time, and the flight attendants are getting ready. Everyone's seat belted and all that kind of stuff. And my mom's talking about it with my dad, and the flight attendant overhears, okay? And she goes in, and then they tell the flight attendant what happened because she overheard. Yeah. So then so the flight attendant walks over to the back, right? And like taps on my shoulder. It's like, hey, are you this? And then it's like my, okay. She's like, hey, are you Thunder? And I'm like, yes. You know, obviously that's not what she said. She says my real name, but I'm just gonna put Thunder for obvious reasons. So she's like, hey, are you Thunder? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, is that your seat? Can I see your ticket? So I show her my ticket, and I show her I have the window seat. And so she tells the person next to me, hey, that's her seat. And then she gets up, and she starts giving attitude to the flight attendant. you to the flight attendant, right? But ultimately, the flight attendant, it was not having. It's like, hey, when we do these, we want people to take their right seats. It's important. It's for our system too. We need to make sure that everyone's in the correct seats. Oh man. So then she's like, fine. Well, you gotta tell me that's your seat. Why didn't you tell me before? Like, bro, I was. So then I finally get my window seat, and I'm so happy. I'm like, yeah, I get my window seat. Oh man, women nowadays are so stuck up, I swear. I can't believe it. Alright, so then we fly to Florida, right? And we land in Florida. Now, mind you, oh yeah, no, it was my second flight afterwards. Okay, I'll tell you that in a minute. So we fly to Florida, we get out, we're ready for our next flight and everything. I go to the restroom. Oh boy, do I have a story to tell you guys. I swear. Airport restrooms are officially my favorite restrooms for the sheer amount of entertainment I have gotten through the restrooms, dude. I kid you not. So, I go to the restroom. I'm over there doing my stuff, and this lady in a nearby stall. I need to pull myself together. I'm sorry. I struggle to tell this story because it's the funniest one to me. So I go to the restroom, right? And I'm doing my own thing, and this lady nearby farts, okay? She straight up farts. And one of the stalls next to me, I hear the biggest, like the biggest sniff I have ever heard from somebody. And I'm just shook. I'm like in shock. Like, did that just, what? I'm just, I can't. I struggle to tell this story, dude. I can't. Dude. I'm not kidding you when I say it was the biggest sniff I had ever heard, okay? And I was so in disbelief that had happened. And it caught me so off guard. I was tearing up, alright? I was literally tearing up. And the lady who actually dealt it is shook. She's like, who the fuck just actually did? I need to process this for a minute. I'm like, I think everyone needs to process this for a minute. I think everyone needs to process this for a minute or something. Like, I don't know, she said something and I was struggling not to laugh. I literally had to rush my way out of the restroom after washing my hands and stuff. I had to rush out because I was laughing so hard. I was tearing up because someone literally took the biggest whiff of the fart. And I was like, why would you do that? I'm like, restrooms have to be my favorite restrooms, dude. Airport restrooms are so crazy. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. Yeah, when you told me the story, you were laughing. Because it's funnier when you were there. I wish I could pour that memory out onto there because it is so freaking funny what happened. So, and then my misery comes. Yep, so I'm getting ready to go to our next flight, right? And we're gonna fly home from Florida over to where I am, right? Well, the time comes for the flight, and it gets delayed. Yeah, it gets delayed. All right. So we are already getting a sense of deja vu. Like, please, do not take this from me. Do not take away my ability to go home. Alright? Like, please don't. And so, I'm scared because I think they're going to delay it throughout the entirety of the night, and that is not something that I want to have happen. I do not want to be at another hotel having to deal with everything all over again, right? I don't want to deal with that. So then we wait for further, and I'm like scared, like, please, no, please don't do this, right? Well, the time comes and we're actually able to go on. Now, let me tell you, this was the most brutal flight I had ever encountered. It was not a fun flight for me. Not only was the flight a long one, okay? The flight was a long one. Someone next to me, some guy next to me was wearing cologne. And if there's one thing you gotta know about me, I despise perfume and cologne with all of my heart. And the reason why is because I have a very strong sense of smell. So to me, all of the cologne and perfume is too strong of a smell for me, and it literally kills my nose. I had a freaking nosebleed in the middle of the flight. You do not understand. It was so strong, I was dying and I felt like I was suffocating, and some kid behind me was kicking my seat for the entirety of the 4 hours. Okay? 4 hours of suffocating from cologne, 4 hours of a kid kicking me in the back. Constantly. I took everything I had not to turn around on the kid. It took everything I had. I was getting so irritated because of everything that was happening. But I endured it, and I managed to get home, so that was that. And that was kind of my whole trip, was sort of just some crazy stuff happening and things like that. But yeah, for sure. The food was pretty good on the cruise ship and all that kind of stuff. They had, I was kind of joking with my dad because we were going to Alaska, right? We were going to Alaska, and there were icebergs, there were all these things, and I was making a joke with my dad about the Titanic, like playing the Titanic theme on the ship. I didn't even need to joke about it because people started doing it. I kid you not when I said that they had a play, okay? They had a freaking play on the cruise ship that literally sang the Titanic song as we're going through the ice area for Alaska. Do I need to explain why that's bad? Do I need to explain? I was just dying, dude. They were really playing Titanic. They even had a Titanic, like, sushi bowl thing, okay? They had a giant bowl in the shape of the Titanic and whatnot. I kid you not. Oh man, it was so crazy to me seeing that, dude. It was so crazy. They were outright playing so many Titanic songs on the ship, and I'm just like, dude, why would you play this when we're literally going through an ice area? Like, bruh. Anyways, yeah, so I got home. Some stuff happened with my dad, and I just hadn't been able to stream for that for a little while. But I'm better now, so you can expect streams to come back. I will most likely post my schedule again soon. I'm not too sure if I'll stream Wednesday. I don't think I can. I have a dog vet appointment to go to. I have to take my dog to the vet because, like, her 2 front paws are very red, and so I need to take her over to the vet. I also need to take my cat over to the vet to get her claws trimmed because her claws are so large. But yeah, that's kind of a bit of the story and things like that. But I hope you all enjoyed it and things like that, and learned of all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So there you go. I did do a lot of writing on the trip, and I do have some scripts to make YouTube shorts out of, so I hope you guys will enjoy that. If you are a Patreon or a member, like a YouTube member or Twitch subscriber, you guys will see it first. I have some projects I'm working on that I'm resuming, and I am resuming talks with artists and things like that. That is also happening. I'm also applying for jobs, so that's nice. So, yeah. Are you? Hi! Hello, hello. I'm doing alright. How are you? How are you, Euro? Yeah. So anyways, that's a little bit of the stories of everything, and I'm trying to resume talks. I had plans for my birthday. I do apologize that those plans have been delayed and had not happened. I did anticipate on them happening. Unfortunately, just things don't quite always work out. But things will definitely be better. Things are definitely gonna get better from here on out. I want to get back to streaming. One day I want to do a 24-hour stream. I am working on something for merchandise, so you guys can look forward to that. Yeah, there's a big project coming up. I wish to, I'm going to be doing something through Tiltify at a later date. And basically what's going to happen here is that for everybody who donates at Tiltify, they get one of my merchandise stuff. So I'm going to be having like a small fundraiser. This fundraiser will be for a charity, one that does research on autoimmune diseases, because I have autoimmune diseases. So I wanted to contribute to one that I could relate to because it's something that I have and I struggle with and whatnot. So I want to support the research to people who help with these kinds of things, because I know what it's like to have it, and there are people who have it way worse than me. So I really want to contribute in that way. So Tiltify, sorry, no, you are not dumb at all. You are not at all dumb, I promise you. Tiltify is a website dedicated to fundraising money for charities. Now, all of the money sent through Tiltify goes straight to the charity. It does not go into my pocket. It does not go into their pocket. It goes straight directly to the charity. So, yeah, I do that because I really want it to be for them and whatnot. That was something I was planning to launch on my birthday, was that particular merchandise and having it run through Tiltify and things like that. That was really what I was anticipating on doing for my birthday, was announcing that. But unfortunately, there is going to be a bit of a delay, because there's a lot of stuff that I gotta get ready and things like that, and a lot of talks that I have to do and things. So it might be a bit longer, but I will say, you know, in the future there will be something like that you can look forward to. It's nothing really major because I don't really have money to really order custom things, so I'm really just working on some voice packs and certain doodles and art pieces that I can make little stuff for it and give them out to everybody who donates and stuff to those charities and whatnot. But again, that is all for a later video. I will probably have a whole video that I will dedicate to. No, I will have a whole video dedicated to it, the announcement and things. But it's just gonna take a while. It might take a few months, mainly because I need time to do that, and there's a lot of stuff I gotta catch up on. Those 10 days really put a hinder on my plans. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that I did not quite get to finish. But, you know, that's okay. That's alright. For sure. Welcome back to... Oh, thank you! I greatly appreciate it. You're having a tricky day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things get better. I really do. But yeah, welcome in. Welcome in. But yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap it up here, just because I really want to get done with some stuff and just get through some things and whatnot. But I did want to let people know that I'm around and tell you guys all of the stories of my trip and things. I will most likely have pictures of things and make all sorts of stuff for you guys, so that I can have things ready for you all. Thank you so much for your patience. I don't know how many of you have seen, but we do have highlights of live streams now that you can look forward to. I'm most likely actually going to get another live stream that's going to be turned into a highlight. At least that's the hope here, is I'm hoping to do that. Chippy, chippy, choppa, choppa, doobie, doobie, dabba, dabba. Love that. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the highlights while I was gone. I do hope so. Yeah. Welcome back. Great to see you again. Yes, hello. I do hope you're having a wonderful day or night, for sure. And welcome in, Ag. I appreciate you. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Really? Yeah. Well, just because I have a lot of stuff I gotta take care of and prepare and whatnot. Oh, I see you changed your name. Okay, hey, welcome in. Oh, right, your family's been using... Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, BJ. I really hope things get better for you. I know the feeling, though. There's a lot of things going on. Yeah, but I definitely need to wrap it up. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm still here. I apologize for the inactivity. I have not quite had time to stream, but hey, things will get better. I will try to post my schedule. I don't know if I can do Unite Wednesday. I will attempt to do Unite Wednesday. I will definitely attempt to it, but I cannot make any promises. Without further ado, though, I will see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and